Yo, it's Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and oh boy are we excited. Today, we're checking out Streets of Rage...
Boy.
I'm not even gonna smack them, because I'm so excited too. We're checking out Streets of Rage 2 for the Sega Genesis. I can't wait!
Released in 1992, this was developed and published once again by Sega. Alright, you know what, Brian, just play the music. It's a perfect game. We don't need to go into it. Just go.
Shit, we gotta talk!
Okay. Yes, this is the sequel to the original Streets of Rage. It's one of the most beloved beat-em-ups of all time. Not too much to say, but we'll find a way to draw it out. Let's get into it.
If you watch our Streets of Rage 1 video, or you just happen to play it, then you know these graphics look better. I'm not gonna say significantly better, but every character has a whole lot more detail. There seems to be a lot more enemies, the backgrounds are even more clear and varied, and everything just seems a little bit larger, if that makes any sense. Like, all your sprites are a bit bigger, and there's just more detail, the animations look beautiful. I mean, there's really not a whole lot more for me to say that most of you don't already know. It's a goddamn great looking game. I guess in our eyes, it just isn't perfect, but we have a pretty high standard of perfect. So we both ended up giving this a 9. I'm gonna add one beer just to get the fucking party started.
Woo! The sound. Okay. Yuzo Koshiro really outdid himself this time. This is a legendary 16-bit soundtrack. For the music, it's basically perfect. The songs are so memorable. They're so dynamic. They're so well constructed. There's so much going on. There's so many different styles. If you haven't played this game, just even go on a YouTube video and listen to the rip of the music because it's amazing. The sound effects, they're alright. To be fair, the sound effects are pretty good, but they could be a little more varied, and there's still the grunty kind of voice work from before. Normally we would take points away, but this soundtrack's just so goddamn good it trumps everything else. So we both gave it 10s. It's a perfect 16-bit beat-em-up soundtrack. And as far as beers goes, you do not need any.
The control, once again, just like the first game, is damn near perfect. Each character has an even more varied moveset, and now they've introduced the special ability. Now granted, when you use it, you lose a little bit of your health, but come on, if you're max, you know you just want to clear a whole group of these fuckers with that awesome rolling thunder. And I don't even know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm sticking with. The only issues Jim and I had is this is a multiplayer game, and I'm sorry, you can play it by yourself and have fun, but this is just meant for multiplayer. And with the multi-tiered levels, you can sometimes hit each other when you think you're hitting an enemy, or you grab each other, and the hit detection on the enemies themselves aren't always spot on. Now that's not to say there's an input lag or anything, it's just more hit detection, so very, very minor gripes. Other than that, it is friggin' perfect. So as you see from our scores, I gave it an 8, Jim gave it a 9, I'm only gonna add one beer, because Jim was always that asshole that hits me when we're playing.
Hey! Listen, Bri, if you weren't in the way of me dominating this game, I wouldn't have to hit you out of the way, alright?
Hey Jim, do you want me to pull back up the scores when we drunken long played and I did better than you?
You didn't do shit, alright? You shut your mouth.
Then what's this?
No, you shut your mouth. No, you took max!
What
you
is
took
that?
max, that's why.
Because I'm the best there is, the best there was, the
Oh,
best there ever will be.
no. What are we talking about? Gameplay. It's great. Honestly, though, it's one of the most fun beat-em-up experiences you'll ever have. Even though it's still a beat-em-up where you're just going and killing all the guys on screen, somehow it always feels fresh, even 20 years later. The enemies are so varied in their attack patterns, you have all the different movesets for each character now, the boss fights, so memorable and each have their own patterns as well. It just hits all the right spots for what it's going for. Being a beat-em-up, maybe it could be a little more diverse and varied in what it does, but you also have the thrust moves or whatever they're called when you go forward B, which adds to the game. That's enough for this game. We both gave it 8s. While you'd think we'd give it higher, it's still kind of a bare bones experience on the whole, but god damn does it do it well. And as far as beer goes, I'll just add one beer because I'm getting a little thirsty.
The originality is the bane of this game's existence. If you played Streets of Rage 1, then you know exactly what to expect in Streets of Rage 2, but like we both mentioned, Between having the special move and, as Jim mentioned, the thrust move, that was kind of the only major mechanic upgrade we've seen. But in all reality, this is something that most likely has existed in other beat-em-ups. The story is nothing new. It was really tough for us to pull any points for this game. So as you see, we both gave it a 4. If anyone who's watching this video, I mean, granted, you're probably not going to be bigger fans of this game than me and Jim. If you can think of something more original that this game offered, be our guest and let us know in the comments. Honestly, we couldn't think of anything else. So, as far as beer, we're going to add 2. 1 for me and 1 for Jim.
Alright, replayability. Hear us out on this one. You know, if you know this page, you know replayability doesn't mean how much you want to go back and play it again, because this gets a 15,000 out of 10. But for us, replayability is about what new experiences you get when you go back and play it. So, let's talk about your options here. It's multiplayer with co-op, so it automatically gets the 5 there from us. You can go back and play as the different characters who play different from each other. Not completely or crazily. You have the different forward B moves and specials, all that stuff. And maybe high scoring challenging yourself? But unfortunately it lacks some old blendings of the first game. There's also a dual mode, which, I mean, let's face it, I don't think too many people really used it that much. God knows we didn't. It's nice that it's there, but it's a clunky kind of game for, you know, a one-on-one fighter mechanic, so, it didn't really add many points there. All in all, we both gave it 6s. Trust me, you want to go back and play this time and time again, but the game doesn't exactly give you reasons to, outside being amazing! And as far as beer goes, 1 road soda for the road. As far as beers go, let's just give it 1 more for the road. Why not?
So overall, we fucking hate this game.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, we're just kidding.
It's garbage.
Clearly, we love the shit out of it. We loved it so much. This is one of the few games we actually beat while playing drunk. Like Jim said, we both grew up with this game. Putting that aside, honestly, I would stack this up against any other 16-bit beat 'em up, and this is gonna win every time. But that's just my opinion.
Even you, Turtles in Time.
Yes. Let's just put that aside. Is it a perfect game? No. It has some minor flaws, but with the fucking music, the ease of control, the different characters, what is not to love about this title? I tried to be just a little more fair. I gave it a 9, Jim gave it a 10. We can't stress this enough. You need to go play this if you never have. When we combined all of our scores together, it rounds out to an 8.4.
Sorry!
No, that is a realistically, that's what this game should be scored. We're not a site that's going to be giving out 9s and 10s all willy-nilly. There's some logic behind our score, and as you can tell, we fucking love it. So, I don't care what the price is. Go out, get this game, it's worth your time. When it comes to beer pairing, we want to pair something we really enjoy with this game. So we're actually going to choose Troegs Mad Elf. Now this is probably by far the most popular beer coming out of Troegs, and it has a ton of flavor and a ton of alcohol, and it's really easy to drink. Now, the only downside is that it is seasonal and it can be a little expensive, but for such a quality game, you should definitely get yourself a case, and periodically throughout the year when you're about to break this bad boy out, open up a few of these Mad Elves. We guarantee you will enjoy your time. And remember to drink your beers and play your games responsibly. As always, guys, thanks for checking out this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you give us a thumbs up, leave some comments, or better yet, why not subscribe? Till next time, guys, cheers.